How long can you remain in a caloric deficit? Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, we're going to address a question that I got in my private Facebook group for the Transformation Challenge that is happening right now. We got a new one starting in February, but for now, I want to answer the questions because they've been such good questions, and we love to provide support in this group. And we give over 100 meal plans and training plans. So if you're struggling with your goals, get with us. Okay, so let's talk about this, Jessica. How long can someone remain in a caloric deficit? I'm 8 months postpartum, had my baby in February, lost 20 pounds so far. Been in a deficit since he was clear to work out, 1,800 calories. Calories still not terrible, 15 to 1,600, but I want to continue the momentum, down 145. Can I continue dieting, or should I continue to lose weight at a decent intake, or is that too long dieting? You know, that's a great question. How long can you remain in a caloric deficit? Well, this is something I want to bring up, is that I don't feel like you should always be in a caloric deficit when losing body fat. So how do you lose body fat if you're not in a deficit? That's a great question. By bringing calories up to maintenance for short periods of time, 1 day a week, 2 days a week, even an entire week, you can extend the amount of time that you can lose fat, right? As a coach who coaches competitors, bodybuilders, who get on a bodybuilding stage, I can keep them in a deficit for 6 months. However, they're not always in a deficit. There is not a deficit that is always happening. Because if you do that, you start to compromise things like your mental well-being, your hormones, perhaps your digestion, perhaps your performance in the gym, perhaps your mood and your performance in your outside life, your relationship with friends and family. So having some periods of reprieve, we've all heard the term cheat meal, well, that's where it comes from. Because if you take a certain approach to dieting, to survive it, you have to have a cheat meal. I don't use the word cheat meal. When I'm talking to my clients, we use the term free meal. Free as in you're free to have what you want. Don't track it, okay? Accountability means that we are gonna get some fatigue from being accountable all the time. As fun as it sounds to eat the foods that you enjoy and lose body fat, what I find is that over time, even though I'm enjoying my food, I get fatigued from the process of logging it, tracking it, paying attention to it. At the end of a long dieting phase, what I wanna do is just eat without having to track. I might even eat the same exact foods, okay? So I've actually had an athlete stay in prep being the process of getting a competitor on stage. I kept her in prep for an entire year. However, what I was able to do was get her down to her ideal weight for stage, bring the calories up and the cardio down. So technically she was at maintenance for much of that year, but I kept her in a deficit long enough to get her to contest weight. So I'm gonna leave you with a very profound statement. Getting body fat off is difficult, okay? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's challenging. You got work to do. You gotta be accountable. You gotta put the effort in. You gotta check in with your coach. If your coach isn't me, it should be. I'll put a link below to schedule a consult. But the idea is that fat loss is tough, okay? You gotta change your lifestyle. You gotta change the person you are. You gotta change maybe the people you spend time with. You gotta put yourself first. But once you start doing that and the fat comes off, it's easy to stay lean, guys. It is so much easier than it is to get the fat off. It's almost like, let me give you this analogy. What if I told you that for the next 2 years, you had to work 80 hours a week? Tough labor, manual labor, digging ditches, whatever, something you hate, cleaning toilets, whatever it is. But at the end of 2 years, you're gonna get $5 million and a house paid off, right? Basically, like, you know you're working towards something. If we took that approach to fat loss, we would look at it a lot differently. And that's how I look at fat loss. It is hard to get the fat off. But once I get the body fat off you, once you are lean, it is so easy. The food comes up, the cardio comes down. Now, what most people do wrong is they take an approach to get the body fat off, 1 meal a day, carnivore diet, keto diet, the no sugar diet, the all sugar diet. They don't include the things that they enjoy. And it's such a departure from the person that they are that when they get the fat off, they celebrate by doing what? Doing what they miss. What if you did the crap you miss during fat loss? What if you incorporated every now and then some things you enjoy? What if you're able to have a drink? What if you're able to take periods of like, you know what? I don't want to be in a deficit this week. We're going on vacation. Enjoy your damn vacation. What if? It's not what if. That's reality. But getting body fat off is hard. But once you get the body fat off, you can reset yourself at that lower place, bring your metabolism back up, keep the cardio low, and maintain low body fat. Okay, this is what I do. I do it with myself. I do it with my clients. It's taken me a long time to figure that out. It's about non-linear dieting. It's about refeeds. It's about diet breaks. It's about flexibility with food choices, flexibility with food timing. It's about not being so rigid with your approach that when you break, the dam bursts. All right, guys, hopefully you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.